Good morning, third graders. We have 3 more ELA workbook pages to go over today. So this first one is page 343 in your ELA workbooks. We're going over our spelling pattern again that we talked about yesterday, and we have a couple of different instructions on this page. So here for numbers 1 through 5, it says write the list word that fits the clue. So for number 1, we see gave instructions. Gave instructions. So I'm looking at my spelling list and I'm seeing the word taught. If you're teaching something, oh dear. I'm not sure if that will work with. We'll take the pen again. Here we go. T-A-U. There. Okay, so I would write taught on number 1. For numbers 6 through 15, it says write the missing list word to complete each sentence. Jay likes cheese and blank on his crackers. Let me take a look, and I am seeing that there's only one word that it has to do with food, right? So I have because, would, fought, though, author, should, taught, could, faucet, bought, enough, daughter, touch, sausage, and brought. So if I'm thinking about a food, the only one that I saw was sausage. So I would write that on the line. And you'll do that for numbers 1 through 15. And remember, you should only be using each word once, so make sure to cross it off when you have used it. The second page we're going to go over is page 342. This is our grammar convention, and it is adverbs. So we have a little lesson at the top, then we have a couple of different directions to follow underneath. An adverb is a word that can tell when, where, or how something happens. Adverbs can come before or after the verbs they describe, and adverbs that tell how something happens often end in ly. Okay, so they're giving you 3 examples, one that can tell when, one that can tell where, and one that can tell how. So now the movers pack the furniture. So when did they pack the furniture, They packed it now. Where? They carry the furniture outside. Where did they carry the furniture? It was outside. And then they carefully load the van. How did they load the van? They loaded it carefully. So adverbs do those 3 jobs. So for numbers 1 through 4, we're going to underline the adverbs in the sentences. And remember, they're telling us more about a verb, okay? So Kim's mother often cooks Korean dishes. So I know the verb, the action word is cook. So then I'm looking for a word that tells more about how or when or where she cooks. Okay, so I can see the word often tells when she cooks. When does she cook? She cooks often. Numbers 5 through 8. Choose the correct word in parentheses to write each new sentence. And remember, you need to rewrite the entire sentence once you have chosen the correct word. So everyone usual or usually wears costumes to the school party. We can even tell when we're saying it that it doesn't sound right to say everyone usual wears costumes, so we know the correct word is usually. Then I would write the complete sentence on the line. The last page is page 346. It is using a skill of looking at an atlas. So an atlas is a book of maps. It says CD-ROM atlases contain maps too. CD-ROMs can store a large amount of information on a small disk. On one CD-ROM, you can find a collection of maps, countries, states, cities, as well as road maps. So we don't necessarily have to find it on a CD-ROM now. We can find lots of things online. You can always find digital maps, okay? So the directions say, look at the map of Massachusetts, then answer the questions below. So we can see the map, we see the surrounding states, we have a key here that might be important, and then we're going to answer the questions. This is very similar to daily geography. So number 1 says, what are the names of 2 cities in Massachusetts? If I look at the key, I see cities are represented by a dot. So I would have to look for dots that are labeled with the name of the cities. So I'm going to write 2 cities. The rest of the questions are, the airport is located near which city and which body of water? Which 2 states border Massachusetts on the north? Those should sound familiar to you. What are the Berkshires, and how would you describe the location of the Quabbin Reservoir in the state? Okay, so those are your 3 workbook pages. You don't have anything to hand in on Google Classroom, but these should be finished, and please let me know if you have questions.